Hey, what's up, Roadies? This is Adriana from Roadie Free Radio. In this episode, Larry talks to Steph Paynes, founder and guitarist of the all-woman band Lez Zeppelin. In this short clip, Steph talks about the importance of picking the right people for a band. Her rules: have the right feel. If you want to hear more about Steph and Lez Zeppelin, make sure to check out the full episode, number 107, from May 11th, 2020. Thank you for listening, and thank you for subbing. Here are Larry and Steph.
When I first started the band, it was totally to get my rocks off playing Zeppelin and to get my, licks, to work my chops around. I was into Jimmy's playing. I was totally appreciative of it in a brand new way. And I just wanted to dive in and have fun and really play this sort of visceral rock and roll. I was in the mood,
Yeah.
So once I decided to really go ahead with it, the first thing happened, which is that who the hell's going to be in the band? Where am I going to find 3 other people, all women? Because that was a sort of subconscious, decision that was I didn't know why. I thought it'd be more fun to be women, but of course it makes all the difference. It just, in every way, it was just much more fun and much more novel and much more interesting, right?
Yeah.
In ways I didn't even realize until I was into it. But it was really hard to find people to play. So it was just a word of mouth thing, But I think that as I sort of picked girls for the band and this has happened with every lineup really, you can't just it can't just be someone who can only play. And it can't be somebody who only looks good. Or it can't be somebody who's got this kind of, it has to be so many things. And I think that was number one, which maybe set us off from the beginning. You don't just grab, I can play this, so I'm a pretty good player, and let's just practice it and see. If you're the wrong drummer, if you don't have the right feel, if you don't understand what it is that Bonham was really doing, then you're not the right, it doesn't matter how good you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could be the greatest drummer and not get it.
Right. Well, again, it goes back to you can play the song as it's played,
Right.
but you guys don't just do that. Right.
Right. So I think that
you have to interpret it. You have to know what it is. You have to at least know. It's like a filmmaker having a shot list, right? You make your shot list and you always can fall back on that. But then around that, you have to leave room to walk on the set or walk on a location and be like, oh, fuck the shot list. I'm going to do this. But I always have this thing I can go back to. Right? That's how I sort of look at it. It's like.
Right. I mean, and in a way, it's like there are the basics, which is, master the song as it is on the record with the right people who have the depth to play it. And, of course, have a certain appeal. You can't just throw, it is rock and roll. It is visual. It is a sexy thing, Are you hearing birds?
I don't know. Well, I hear your birds, but I think because it's nice, everything because I'm in my barn studio, I think that everything that's been dormant for this fucking winter is starting to come out. So literally I'm working in here this morning and I see something and it's a mouse runs by my and it runs over here, scales this black curtain that I have covering a window so I can film in here. I got him out of here. And now I'm hearing something back up over here in this stone wall, and that's freaking me out. I'm deathly afraid of snakes. And
oh, really?
I'm terrified that one day I'm going to come in and the snakes are going to start coming out of the stone wall. I don't know why I have that thing. Anyway.
Yeah, you've watched
oh, God.
Yeah, I don't think snakes are going to come out of the wall.
You don't think so?
No.
All right.
I don't think that's what they do. I think that's only in Indiana Jones they do that.
I've just been telling my 4-year-old, or almost 5 now, about Indiana Jones, and I can't wait to play. I even asked my wife, and I was like, "Is it too soon to play him Raiders of the Lost Ark? You think the face melting scene is going to totally scar him for life?" She's like, "Yeah, dude, we're not quite at Raiders yet." I'm like, "Okay,
right.
All right."
Yeah. It's great. I love it.
So good.
But yeah, that's where the snakes come out of the line. They don't really do that. If you were in like, the swamp.
Right.
Are you in the swamp?
I'm not in the swamp. Are you a snake person? You seem to talk with authority.
I'm not, no, but I'm just trying to make you feel better.
Thanks. So who's been in the band the longest with you? Lisa?
Yeah.
How long? When did she start?
The least likely person has been in the band the longest.
The least likely. Why is she the least likely?
Just because it was a rocky start. Let's put it that way.
All right.
Lisa came. I don't know. Lisa, if you are mystical at all, then you would have to say that Lisa and I were she was sent to me, and she came in a little woven basket floating down the Nile. And I had to sort of nurse her to adulthood. No, but Lisa lived in Texas, she, and the band lineup before she joined had just kind of, went poof into the air. That's a whole long story. You have to read the book for that one. But, so Lisa, I called Lisa out of the blue, and, she was driving a truck in Houston somewhere. And the only reason I had her number is because she had come to one of our shows in Houston when we toured there in like 2008. And our then manager had a friend who brought her to the show or told her about it. And Lisa came up to the manager after the show or during and said, I love this band. I love this band. He goes, but I got to tell you, I could play it better. So after, this other lineup went away, this manager said, well, there was this girl in Houston. I don't know. You might want to call her. She said she could do it better. I said, all right, well, I'm grabbing at straws. Give me your number. So I tried to find her on the internet and didn't find much. But then I found some hidden thing of her playing. I don't know. I had to dig deep, and there was some little gig with her playing, and it was only a snippet of it. And in that little snippet, I could see how good she was. It just, all I needed was a few seconds.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at this and thinking, she's right. She's better. She's actually is better. Like, her swing was just like, so I called her up, and she answers the phone, and she tells me later that she nearly drove off the road because I was like, hi, this is Steph from Lez Zeppelin. She was just like, oh, not that, I was such a big deal. It's just that she was in Texas driving a truck, and she had liked the band, and there I was calling her out of the blue, So we talked for about a half an hour. She pulled over, and she decided, please just give me a chance. I said, well, can you get to New York? And she did. She flew into New York. And all I could tell you, Larry, and she would vouch for this, but when she showed up, I was trying to vet everybody and just say, you don't do drugs, right? You don't drink, right? No, I don't drink. I don't do any of that. She got off the plane, and she was going to stay with me for a day or two. And she calls me from the airport, and she says, listen, I got a really bad toothache. You have any alcohol in the house? She wasn't even in the cab yet. And it was like, it was just that kind of thing. But, we'd been through a lot together. Anyway, we stayed up all night. We, I think we drank a bottle of scotch. I don't know what we did, but we talked about Captain Beefheart.
Yeah,
we
just getting the influences.
We had a lot to share. And, of course, I said, listen, I don't want any grief, right? You're not gonna cause any trouble. Oh, no. Of course, all it was trouble after that for like the first. No, I love Lisa to death.
Hey, what's happening, roadies? It's Larry here. Just wanted to thank you so much for listening to this short clip. I really hope you got something out of it. If you can take 2 seconds to head over to iTunes and drop us a review or a comment, we would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Keep listening, keep coming back, stay healthy out there, and remember, no roadies, no rock and roll.